I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this video. Well, not a lot of shit, but I'm gonna get a little bit of backlash, just a tiny bit. You guys, I have been dealing with the rudest commentary about my skin, my bone structure, my face, and it's just like been a battle that's been happening my entire life. Like, I'm so used to it that, you know, sometimes for me to be in front of the camera, it is a little hard for me to, you know, record videos without makeup on already. And just been really dealing with my insecurities, you know, like I feel like dealing with my skin, my texture, my bone structure has been just, like I said, a battle for so long. Like it's just a never ending. I don't even see it ending. I just have to kind of deal with it and just know I am very beautiful in my own way. It's just a battle that's never gonna end. So this video is not about me. This video is gonna be about getting into makeup a very natural way, like, which is, by the way, is something that's kind of almost scary. Today, you guys, we're gonna be playing with a foundation that it's actually not new. It's been out for a while, and I've been very obsessed with it. I've been actually very obsessed with this foundation because I was able to find the medium from coverage, light coverage to kind of almost full coverage that's kind of wearable to be natural still, but also do what a foundation is supposed to do. So I wanted to do this video today for you guys because it's been something that I have been kind of just really been okay with. You know, being okay with wearing my own skin, being okay with showing what I need to show without trying to hide it. All these blemishes and acne and scars that have been literally like a nightmare for me. So that being said, you guys, I'm bare skin. We're gonna get into full effect foundation, and I'm gonna give you guys a final look at the end of this video. So before we start, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you guys honestly subscribe to my channel. I love y'all, and I want to see y'all every single fucking week. So you guys, we're gonna go ahead and dive into this right now. I'm gonna give you guys all my secret tips and tricks. Morphe, you guys know I work with Morphe, so if you guys surprise, so if you guys are shopping on Morphe, it is very highly appreciated if you guys use my code Kimora. It does save you money off at the end. Like I said, it's really highly appreciated. I always say this when you guys are using my code in the store or online on morphe.com. When you guys are thinking about me using my name, it is really nice because it's just like cool to know that you guys are thinking about me when you guys are shopping on makeup. But you guys, they sent over the Morphe 2, so we will be diving into the Morphe 2. As you guys see here, front and cover, we have Dixi and Charlie. So we have here all of their favorites. One of the flaps here is cheeks and liners. So we have cheeks and liners, and then here we have the infamous foundation. It is missing one because we do have my shade, and I'm going to be diving into these brushes as well. I wanted to really showcase these brushes, you guys. So Morphe came out with the Sweep Life brushes. So these brushes, there's about 4 of them inside, and as you guys can see here, these are foundation brushes. I love foundation brushes. I don't really use them as a way to kind of finish off my application. I actually just use them to apply the foundation on, and the beauty blender is usually like where I go. So I already have my beauty blender ready to go. I truly think beauty blenders are just the best tool for foundation. You can't really sell me a brush and tell me what it can do versus a beauty blender. That being said, so we do have 4 foundation brushes here. They're very universal brushes. Obviously these are going to be probably for concealers. Could be for concealers as well, and this is for the application of the foundation itself. So we're gonna be using this one today, and I'm actually gonna play with this one today. I just know, knowing me, I'm gonna jump into the beauty blender right away. So we have here is the foundation that I've been using. As you guys can see here, I literally have been using these, you guys, but the colors have been a little off because I am tanning. So I think this is going to be it. I think they did a really good job by figuring out my color. So this one is the Morphe 2 Hint Skin Tint. It is lightweight breathable formula, hydrates, smooths, and blurs, and also it's vegan. So you guys, I love this one. It's a sheer to medium coverage. I know, right? But I feel like when you want natural skin and foundation to kind of really even out the skin tone, you kind of have to stay in the sheer to medium. Let's get into this, you guys. So I have a couple of primers here that I use aggressively. So right now, you guys, I am so obsessed with the Milk Grip. This has been my go-to primer to the T. I am also very obsessed with the One Size Blur. This is the Secure the Blur. I do love this, and I use this in certain areas of my face. And then last but not least, I am a true user of the Morphe Equalizer. I think this is the primer that everyone needs. It's your everyday primer. It's just the perfect equalizer primer where it blurs and it softens your face. You can get this at Morphe. I am so obsessed with this. That being said, so what I do, you guys, is I take the Milk Pro and I only put it in the center of the face. And then as you're taking your hand, you want to kind of pull it out. As you're using this, you want to like just always start in the center of the face and then pull out. You don't really need it all like here, like it's just really not necessary. So I start in the forehead, I pull it up and I bring it down my nose. The thing about this primer is that you guys can actually feel like it's tacky and it's very sticky. Like it's really sticky. Like let me go and show you guys how sticky it is. Like look at, like this is how sticky this Milk primer is. Like I'm so obsessed with this primer. It's fucking amazing. Literally whatever it touches, it just makes it stay on. That's the only way I'm gonna say it. It's a Milk. I need all of this. And I do believe I haven't tried their setting spray yet, so I really want to try that. I stand by so hard when it comes to the Milk Pro Grip. Look at this. Next, we're gonna go ahead and use the One Size Secure the Blur. Now, I do love this product. I've used this a few times. Patrick sent this over. I like anything with a blur. Now, I can't really tell you which one is the best blur. I think it depends on what you're using it for. I like to blur out my blemishes here. I have texture on my nose and I do have a permanent texture scar on my cheeks because growing up I used to pick my face all the fucking time when it comes to acne. I was just that kid and it is what it is. Now I'm paying the full price. So I like to kind of take a little bit of the blur and I just kind of like to use it in areas that I really am scared to like show because people will make fun of me. So I take it on my finger and I just really apply it, and then I like to take it on my nose, and then I have some scars in the middle of my forehead. Yes, you guys, this is where people are always like, oh my god, you have scars, you have pimples, like ew. I'm like, okay. So that's pretty much my priming situation. Now if I don't want to use those primers, Equalizer is just probably as equivalent to both of those put together. Like I really do love those together. I won't be using that today because I already have all my 2 primers. All right, you guys, so before we start with foundation, I'm gonna pull out a little Pick Me Up 3-in-1 face mist. So basically what this does is it just refreshes the skin and just kind of set the makeup and just lets you have it. So because we are using Morphe 2, I will be using this. So I kind of take a little bit like this and I just kind of. So that is like my prepping situation. Like now it's gonna get into the concealers and it's gonna get into the foundation. So you guys, let's get a little closer because I'm a little scared. Can you guys not make fun of me? Because I'm fucking scared if you guys get up this close into my skin. Pulling out Morphe 2, let's go ahead and see how great this foundation works. This is a foundation where I'm just gonna put on and I'm just going to walk out the door and go to the store. So I really do recommend this for everyone. Every single person needs this foundation. I think it's an amazing foundation. It's its own world. So taking this foundation, I'm gonna start with foundation and then I'm gonna go in with concealer if I do need it. But the goal is to kind of really highlight a little bit with the concealer, but if I do need some more coverage on certain spots, I will be using concealer. But I wanna show you guys what this does. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of, I just told you dropped it. I mean, obviously you guys are not gonna be applying it this way, but I want to show you guys the consistency and how watery, not watery, but you know. Taking the Morphe brush, let's go ahead and just apply. And look how like amazing it just looks on the skin. Oh my god, that's so pretty. And the color is actually like amazing. I'm just gonna work the product into the skin as like a tapping motion. And the reason why I do this, you guys, because when you go like this or go like this, you're really thinning out the foundation. For me, you guys, I want to build this foundation to get coverage. From working with this foundation, I know it is buildable because I've used this to go out and I'm like, oh my god, I'm using a sheer to medium coverage foundation to go out. And in this area right here, you guys, because of my hair, I will go in with a smaller brush so I don't get foundation all over the hair. Isn't it so different how I'm getting ready right now with you guys? Because I would normally not start this way. I always get the ears. After you shower, you always want to like use like Q-tips because their foundation buildup in that ear is disgusting. Now I'm just gonna do a little bit on the nose. Okay, so this brush is cool. I like that. Okay, so now going back with the Beauty Blender, now I want to just pack this on. And by doing this, you guys, I mean, obviously I'm not blending things, but it's really like pressing into the skin and making it become your skin. So once you feel like it's really pressed in, it's your skin, then you can kind of stop doing that. You don't need to sit here all day because you're not really blending 2 colors together yet. Moving on, we're gonna go ahead and get into some concealers. Now you guys know I love a good bright concealer. I am so obsessed with Jeffree Star concealers. Like they're just one of my favorites. So they're just full coverage. They really do the job for you. Now when it comes to how bright you wanna go, it's really up to you. It's really on the person. It's really, I don't feel like there's a wrong or right shade of concealer. I think a concealer should also be a little lighter than your skin tone, and then also full coverage or whatever coverage you guys want, but I'm trying to hide underneath my eyes. Everyone's concealers are different. I personally love the Jeffree Star concealer. It just does it for me, and I need a refill because, bitch, I'm running out, and I'm over here I'm literally about to crack them open. So now taking the concealer, you guys, I do like a traditional tapping motion where everyone does. If you really want to like get concealer, you can take and drag it, but I personally just do this because I'm running out. So just kind of really do this. I mean, I feel like everyone does this. So I mix another color. I go in with a little lighter on the edges right here, because you guys know, bitch, I love a very bright, I mean, I think that's why people think I have my cheeks enhanced, because I go so bright and they think, oh my god, your cheeks look so fake. I'm like, girl, it's just concealer and structure. So now taking a beauty blender, let's go ahead and just tap this in. Now when you tap this in, you guys, do not spread it. Like, you really want to just tap very slow, and as you do this, you can really see the conceal just really going in there and doing its job. You could just see it. Oh god, that looks so good. Don't move the beauty blender so much. You really want to pack it and just really keep that concealer tight. There's no reason to take it and just spread it all over the face. You really just want to keep it tight. You know, on the nose, you want to keep it very tight as well. Like, there's no reason that you should be changing your whole foundation. Now, when it comes to the forehead, you guys, I know everyone loves a forehead highlight. You need to be aware of your actual forehead and what it looks like, because I'm telling you right now, like, everyone's forehead looks different. So I have a very flat forehead, so I have to keep it very tight. My highlight here, you really want to make sure like you don't really contour it or highlight it a certain way where it looks really weird. We live in this time right now where it's a monkey see monkey do age, where you see someone put it this way and you do it that way, but you really have to adjust and personalize that concealer and highlight for your face. Not everyone's gonna contour the same. Last but not least, before we start the set, I love pan sticks when it comes to contouring the nose. So I pick shades like are way darker than my skin tone, and that's like my contour color. Now, like I said, when it comes to working with contour colors, what is the perfect one? It's really up to you guys. If it works for you, baby, it works for you, mama. Like, there's not really, I can't sit here and tell you that this shade is going to be it for you. That being said, I used an eyeshadow brush. Now this is where it's gonna get like, oh wow, Vaughn, that's my real name. I take a brush and I just literally take it and I just pull it down. That's pretty much it. There's not really a right or wrong way. So how I blend it out, you guys, is really simple. So I take a brush, I'm gonna blur it, and you want to do it to the point where it kind of disappears. So see, this is why like it doesn't really matter on getting the lines so perfected, unless you want to, you know, take a picture and show the world you're contouring. Now we're gonna go back in with the actual beauty blender, and you were just gonna take it, and I like to kind of just tap it, and so you pretty much have like your line. And then now what I do is I go right back in again, and I just really make sure my highlight nose is perfect the way I like it. Now I like to create a nose that I don't have, and then if you want to go back and just kind of clean it up a little bit. God, I remember back in the day, like, who is contouring their nose? Remember we all used to have regular nose? Now it's like everybody wants like a different nose. Now we're about to set this foundation and set everything down and get ready for the powders. That's the last time you're gonna touch something that's liquid and wet and creamy. Like, we're done with it. So you guys can definitely take your bottles and just seal it back up. We're not touching them anymore. Hands down to the best setting powder in the world. Laura Mercier is it for me. I can tell you the difference between all the setting powders. I can tell you, I know the difference. I have textured skin. I know what a setting powder should do. Don't trust nobody with smooth ass skin telling you what setting powder to use, because I truly believe certain setting powders are rough or very dry. Laura Mercier is just it. Now, if I had a code, I will let you guys know my code so you guys can get a discount on these things, because I love these. I love to set my powders underneath my eyes first, because I feel like that's where it's like, I'm just gonna really feel it. So I take the beauty blender and I just slowly kind of dip it. The beauty blender is created so you can really pinch it and kind of go underneath the eyes perfectly. It fits like my face like a glove. So I kind of go in, and now we're just gonna set it. And if you guys are wondering, you guys can use the transparent, or I use translucent honey. I do like a little tint of yellow in there, so it really gives me like the perfect highlight shade. Now, the question I get a lot is like, is too much setting powder too much? I truly think so. Like, I know a lot of people used to go in, and I actually used to do this too, is I use so much, but you really don't need to set like nuts, because what you're doing is not only wasting the product, but it's also like, you're gonna start to kind of get a very cakey skin texture. As you guys can see here, I'm gonna be setting a lot more in the middle. And when I pull out, it's going to be a little lighter. So I go like very spotty, just like that. Taking a very light, soft, fluffy brush, we're just gonna slowly just dust off all of the loose powder that we did not need. Wow, look at that skin texture. I love it. Next, we're gonna go ahead and bronze out the face. Now, you guys know I use one freaking bronzer. It is going to be the MAC Skin Finish. I use this color, it's called Dark Tan. It's one of my favorites. I use the Morphe Kabuki. I love this brush. If you guys can get a hand on this brush, you guys need this brush. The Kabuki is just everything. It just saves my life. So I take a little bit of this, not a little bit, but you know, I take a lot. And I try to kind of really contour and bronze at the same time, okay? And I like to kind of go above the nose and under it. Look how fucking amazing this looks now. All right, guys, so now we have that first bronzer on. So second, we're gonna go ahead and just bring into the highlight. Now, there's a couple of highlights I like to use. I either like something that's non-shimmery first. Now, if anyone out there wants to wear a very shimmery highlight, I say save that for the end. Like, don't put it on now. We need something that's kind of flat and as bright as you want. So I personally love the Dragon Beauty. I've used some of one size. So today I'm gonna layer one size underneath. Now this shade is a lot lighter than I am, but that's the whole point. Taking a brush, let's go ahead and just apply it here. It's almost like setting another skin tone. And then you can go on with something, because remember, we didn't really do anything with this area yet, so you really want to bring out and bring in some light and really, really brighten up that face. I just do a little bit of one size right here. See the little difference? It's just brighter. And I just do a little bit on the center of the face. And then I am so obsessed with this. Like, I love Nikita for even releasing this. It's one of my favorites. I use this like to the T. I actually use both of them. I just mix them. See how bright this is now? It's just everything. I'm literally gonna like get another one because I love it so much. And it's so bright, just the way I like it. And then now take a little brush. Now this is where you wanna pinch the nose. I am known for doing this. So I take a little brush, and then this is where you wanna like pinch that bridge. I do a little thing right here. And then now I have a specific nose contour color that I use. This is Beauty Bay Beach color. It's called Beach, literally Beach. So a little tip and trick, you guys, when it comes to using a nose contour brush, make sure you use the same one and don't mix it with other ones, because you don't know what's on that brush prior. So I take a little bit of Beach and I just kind of pinch it. This is where like I go in and then I carve it, and it just works well. And then to kind of match, because I love to match the nose contour with my actual cheek contour, I take a little bit and I just kind of really, it's just kind of like a me thing. I don't think it really does anything when I do this. It just kind of really matches like here, here, and here. I like to go in and now and do the infamous baking. So baking, let's go ahead and bake. So I use two different types of bakings. So I use Jeffree Star setting powder. This color is called Natural. I like to go in with this one because what I find with this actual setting powder is there's like shimmers and there's like a lot of things in there that I don't think it's a flat setting powder. I think it's really highlighty, very flawlessly, like all that. So this is what I use after. I would never use the Laura Mercier underneath my highlight now, because you already have all of this buildup of white and really pretty shades of highlight. So right now what you want to do is that you really want to go back in with a really lighter shade. You want to go in almost like a white, almost something frosty, something that's kind of glowy. Like that's kind of where you want to set it. And I just kind of press it underneath like that, just like that. And then this is gonna be crazy, okay, you guys? So I have the Ben Nye Colorless Powder. So this is what I use. It's a flat version of what I just put on. I find out that one time I did the Jeffree Star on my nose, and throughout the day, it just got a little shinier. And I think it's because of what's in the actual setting powder. So that's my totally different setting powder. So I use that just for my nose and then also to cut my cheeks. I kind of cut it and I stop it because of my cheekbones. I stop it kind of in the middle because I like a blown out bronzer kind of moment here. if I do it here, it would just look so stripy, very, you know, it's just a little too costumey. As it sets a little bit, let's go ahead and get some eyebrows on because I'm gonna show you like the last step that I do when it comes to skin before now I jump into my eyes. Use my time wisely. So I take my eyebrow, I'm just gonna really fill it in very fast. A little Morphe 2 brow gel. Love this one. I've actually had this forever, it doesn't even run out. But the blush that I'm gonna use today is an overall, it's a blush that I'm obsessed with. It's called Peachy. It's my favorite everyday blush. Perfect peachy, perfect pinky, not too pink, not too orange, very in the middle. So I take a little bit of this. I like to do my blush with the actual setting powder because I feel like it just, you can see how much you put on versus just taking this off and going back on. Take a little bit on the brush. Let's go ahead and just really apply that blush. See, it's just, oh my God, amazing. And then when you're done with that, we could just take up the same brush and we can just dust off. I'm just gonna apply a little bit more blush. Oh my God, I forgot a step. I need to contour my cheeks, girl. Okay, you guys, so Avani Greg and Morphe collab. This is one of my favorite, actually not one of my favorite, like this is like my go-to dark contour shade. It's called Hawaii. And I take it and I just kind of pinch it on the cheeks to give me a little moment. And then, last but not least, let's go ahead and pull out that Morphe 2 little pick-me-up spray again. And now let's go ahead and set the face. Wow, how's that, you guys? Not bad. The Morphe 2 is really, really like on there. There's one more thing that I want to do. So let me go ahead and just apply some of this. All right, you guys, so we got the skin on. I'm really, really loving the skin. Look at that. Perfect coverage. I think it just feels so good. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna get on some eyeshadow, a lip, and show you guys the final look. Are you guys ready to see the final look? Remember, you guys, this is all about skin. Oh God, I love it so much. Are you guys ready? How is the finished look, you guys? I always do this. Like, I always start off like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then what happens is I get creative and I start going and going and going and I create like a look that I didn't even think I was gonna do all this. I want you guys to get a little closer because I did like this little polka dot moment. I want you guys to see it, okay? How is the polka dot moment? Just very cunt, very feeling it. Oh my God, what is that? Oh, I am totally loving this look. Okay, so back up a little bit. You guys, we did it. Morphe 2, where's my foundation at? Here it is. Morphe 2 is just literally one of my favorite foundations, you guys. But I think what's important is for us to also be very comfortable with ourselves, to be natural too. I think being you in your own skin and showing who you are and showing off your blemishes and showing off, you know, I love that I'm saying this as I have a full beat on, but you guys, we did wear this is a sheer to medium coverage foundation. So I'm very shook and shocked and surprised that I can get into a full beat with something sheer. Shout out to Morphe, my family. I love you guys so much. And honey, look at, this is the campaign, girl. Look at it. Sheer to medium coverage foundation. Hey girl. You guys, this is so kind. I love it. And I actually recommend this foundation to everyone just to play with it and try it. It's flawless. I love it. And I love it. Now remember, if you guys are shopping on Morphe, online or in store, you guys can use my code Kimora. Kimora, K-I-M-O-R-A. It does save you money off at the end. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna go take some selfies and I'll see you guys with another video that I'm very, very excited about. So get ready for this, you guys. I'll see you later.